Hello and welcome to Practical English Grammar series, an easy way to understand English grammar. Today we will learn about verbs of incomplete predication. Take a look at the given sentences. The first sentence: The wind blows. What is the subject in this sentence? The wind. What is the verb? Blows. We have already learned about transitive and intransitive verbs. As you can see, in this sentence, there is no object. Therefore, the verb blows is an intransitive verb. Now, if you add the subject and verb together, subject is the wind, verb is blows. So, the wind blows. It makes complete sense. That means it is a sentence. It makes complete sense. So, in such a case, when the predicate is complete, the verb does not require any other word to complete the predicate because the predicate is complete in itself. In this case, the predicate is blows. The wind blows. The meaning is clear. The sentence is complete. The predicate is complete. So, in such a case, this is not a verb of incomplete predication. So, what is a verb of incomplete predication? Let us see. Look at this sentence. This statement is false. Identify the subject. This statement. Verb, is. Now, if you take the subject and verb together, we have this statement is. Of course, is an intransitive verb. But you take subject and verb together, this statement is. Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense because it is incomplete. You need some other word there. So what happens now? We need a verb which will complete the predicate. Is not a complete predicate. Therefore, the verb is called a verb of incomplete predication. What does it require? It requires a complement, an extra word to make complete sense. So, what is the complement in this case? False. This statement is false. So, false is the word which is required to complete the predicate. Earlier, if you take only subject and verb, the predicate was only is. So, is by itself does not make complete sense. But when you add the word false to it, it becomes is false. So, now the predicate is complete and you take the subject and predicate together, this statement is false. Now, we have a complete sentence. Let's take one more example. Sheila is a teacher. First, look at the subject, Sheila. What is the verb? Is. Is there any object in the sentence? No. So, the verb is an intransitive verb. Now, it is also a verb of incomplete predication. How did you identify that? When you take the subject and the verb together, read it. Does it make sense? Sheila is. It's not complete. So, what does it require? It requires a complement. And what is that complement in this case? Teacher. Because Sheila is a teacher. Now it is complete. So, teacher is the word which is the complement of the verb. It is called a subjective complement because it is describing or saying something about the subject. In this case, because it is a transitive verb, or there is no object. So, the complement describes the subject. So, it is a subjective complement. So, now what is the predicate? Is a teacher. So, we have the complete scene now. Subject is Sheila. Predicate is a teacher. So, now it is complete. So what did we understand from this? In the case of an intransitive verb, we know there is no object. Therefore, the complement or the word that we add modifies the subject. It is therefore called a subjective complement. Now, what happens in the case of a transitive verb? I hope you remember that in the case of a transitive verb, there is an object in the sentence. Look at this sentence. The committee elected him chairman. First, identify the subject, the committee. What is the verb? Elected. Why is it a transitive verb? Because there is an object in the sentence. What is the object? The object is him. How did you get that? The committee elected whom? There is a question which we can ask after the verb. So you get the answer him. So object is him. So we have the subject, we have the verb, and because it is a transitive verb, we have the object also. But when we read till here, the committee elected him. Is it complete? Does it make complete sense? No. Because when you elect somebody, you have to elect them to a particular post. You don't say he's elected. Elected for what? So therefore, the predicate is not complete and the verb elected is a verb of incomplete predication. So what do we do now? We have to have a complement. So what is the complement? Chairman. So that is the word which we have added to complete the predicate. And because it is describing the object, it is an objective complement. Now, so did we get the picture clearly now? Subject, the committee. And what is the completed predicate now? Elected him chairman. This completes the sentence. So, in the case of a transitive verb, apart from the subject, you need to have the verb, you need to have the object, and then also the complement in the case of a verb of incomplete predication. So, as you can see, the predicate now is elected him chairman. So, let us summarize. What is a verb of incomplete predication? It's a verb which requires a word to complete the predicate. So, what is that word? What do you call it? We call it complement. The word which helps the verb to complete the predicate. And how many kinds of complements are there? In the case of an intransitive verb, because there is no object, we have the subjective complement which describes the subject. In the case of a transitive verb, you have the objective complement because that complement adds meaning to the object. Hope you have understood the concept. Please subscribe and share.